So I would focus on how to answer some questions, and that's particularly maybe Australia and Canada and the United States. Because for Canada and the United Kingdom, all you have to do is to present your documentation. You do not have to appear for a physical interview. So today I'll be focusing on how to deal with this, when the visa officer asks you some question, the way to respond and all whatnot. My name is Fumilayo Fatobero, and I'm the host for the show. I'm here every Tuesdays between the hours of 4 and 5, and I talk about everything that has to do with travel. We're streaming live right now on the station's official Facebook page, which is Honor 103.5 FM, and also the official YouTube channel, which is also Honor 103.5 FM. So you can tune in and leave your comments. And then I'll leave the phone lines open immediately. So if you need to call in today, you have any questions, clarifications, anything you want me to talk about next, the numbers to call are 091-510-35555. That's 091-510-35555. You can also call 070-4800-1035. That's 070-4800-1035. Yes. So you are aspiring to go abroad to study. It might be an undergrad, but I'm going to focus on a postgraduate now, which means that you have already acquired a particular degree, and then you just want to go ahead and further your study. So you're going for your master's, basically. That's what it is. And then, so you've gone online, you've searched for schools. The school has given you admission. I think for the process for the UK, I did talk about it once, saying that, how you can go about it, getting your CAS and all. So today I'm going to be focusing on physical interviews. So, yes. And if you want to catch that video that I did before for the UK on how to go through the process on the document to submit, you can find that on my YouTube channel, which is also Travel Talk with for me. So I'll get to today's basics, so which is your physical interview. So you've gone ahead, you've submitted your documents to your school, and you've been offered admission at the school, and then you're applying for the visa, which is where the embassy comes in, because you need authority to get in to be able to study in that country. So it's not enough that you have an admission from the school. If you have an admission from the school, it doesn't equal to a visa. You still need a visa for a visa issuing officer here in Nigeria for you to be able to gain entry into that country. And I'll say one more thing, because I'll probably talk about that next week. Just because you have a visa or you have been issued a visa doesn't mean that you have the right to enter into that country. At the point of entry, you still meet with some visa officers, the immigration officers that doubles up as that, and it is at their discretion. They can ask you questions and you might be turned back at the point of entry. But that's not my focus for today. My focus for today is how to respond to questions during your interview. So likely questions you get asked is why this school, or why. So I'm going to use the United States as an example for today's program. So you are before a visa officer, and you've chosen to go and study somewhere, maybe like in Chicago, and then you're looking to go there. You have the admission from the school already. You just want to get your visa so that you can go ahead and continue your life. And then the visa officer asks you, so why this particular school, is a question that is often asked, but the question they almost usually ask always is, what do you intend to do after studying abroad? The reason why they always ask this question is, it's not cheap to study abroad. You're going to be spending a lot of money, and they need to know that you have a game plan. It's not like you're looking to go and spend like $20,000-$30,000 and then you don't even have a game plan beyond the studies. So they really want to know that, okay, someone that is going to spend all of this money in our country just for a year or 15 months or 16 months, what does the person have planned out to come back to when they spend all of this money? So they often ask you, what do you intend to do after studying abroad? Now, the reason they ask this question is they want to access different things. They're trying to finger your brain. And the first thing they always want to know when they ask this question is your ties to your home country. Now, I'm speaking here, I'm a Nigerian. So if you are a Nigerian and you're applying from Nigeria, your ties to your home country is your country where you are a citizen of. So it's Nigeria. So when they ask you these questions, they want to understand that what do you have that is tying you to Nigeria? Do you have anything concrete going on for you in Nigeria that you will be looking forward to coming back to after your studies? They need to understand that. The second thing they often want to access is the intent for you to return home. So let's play this scenario in our head now. I'm looking to go to a school maybe in Michigan, and I don't have any intention whatsoever of coming back. My name is Fumilayo Fatoberry, like I said, so I work with a law firm. Let's say I work with Gwega, Edu and Co. And then I'm saying that I want to go and do my LLM in a university in Michigan, and then the visa officer asks me that what is my intent, or what do I want to do when I return back after my studies. If for me all I'm looking to do is japa, I'm not going to look ahead. So I'm going to be so blindsided by that question, it would throw me off so much that the visa officer would know. Don't forget, I've said it several times, that for the US consulate, when you go for the interview, is usually between 30 seconds and 3 minutes max. You don't get to spend more than that, because they have a lot of other people to attend to that day. So yes, it's like hit the nail on the head. Let's get to the business and to the next person. So when they ask you, what do you intend to do after studying, they want to know your ties to your home country, your intent to return to your home country, and then thirdly, your career goals. Your career goals will go a long way to show if you have anything planned out for the future. Like I said, you don't intend to go and spend all of that money and then you don't even have anything planned. It's just like saying, I'm sending my child to maybe a university like Babcock now. I'm paying maybe like what, 4 or 5 million per annum, and then my child doesn't even know what they want to become in future, or they don't have the goal for the next 5 years. That's pathetic. So the visa officer needs to know that. And in my opinion, that I've counseled a lot of people on and has worked, effective response to that is always, number one, when they ask you, what do you intend to do after your study abroad, you can say you want to return to work for a family business or maybe an existing employer. So let's say, for instance, now you work with a company and then you're going to study abroad. Maybe you're taking the gap year and you want to take a sabbatical from your place of work with the promise that you're going to have a higher position after you study. That means you could have had another feather to your cap, meaning you can go to the next level. So yes, you can say that, okay, I have this offer from my present employer to give me the next position, or I intend to come back and take over the family business and run it, and my father does this or my mother does this, or I come from a family of lawyers and I intend to go, and after that I intend to make partner, work in my father's law firm and all of that. So that's an effective response. You can also say, if you do not have maybe a family business and you do not have any job offer from your present or existing employer, you can say that you intend to come back home to pursue a career in your home country in the industry or sector that you're going to get the masters for. So let's say, for example, like I said, I work in, maybe I'm a banker, I work in the accounting sector. So, and then they ask me, I don't have an existing job offer and I don't have a family business that we're running or anything, but I can say that, I intend to come and pursue a career and become a chartered accountant when I return back to my home country. You can say something like that. You can also be bold and say that you intend to come back to your home country and start your own business, or you intend to become an entrepreneur. So you can say that as well, and they believe in the entrepreneurial spirit, because a lot of people has risen, they have a lot of stars that has risen from that. So if you say that, it won't seem out of place that, okay, you know what, I intend to return back to my home country and start up my own business. I've got a business plan, I've got funds from maybe a financial institution, from friends and family, from seeds that I've sown, from savings, or maybe even an angel investor. But all I need to do is get this degree or this certificate so that I can show that, I know what I'm doing when I get to this field, that I have a major in this field, I've got a master's degree here, so that people can, give me more attention if I enter a room and I say I have something to say. You can say that. You can also say that you intend to come back to your home country to come and contribute to the national development of the country. And then you can further say that, I'm going abroad to further my studies so that I can return to my home country and do more research on these, or I want to see if this can work and I just want to explore that. So when you give these answers, it depends on your age. Somebody that is in maybe their 40s, you're married, you've got a family, a kid here or 2 kids, you can't say that you want to return back into your home country and come and research it. You have responsibilities already. But if you are still young, you are maybe in your early 20s, late 20s even, you can say that. But then somebody that is in their like 40s, mid 40s, you can go ahead to say, oh yeah, just to secure an higher position in my existing place of work or take over the family business, I want to add this feather to my cap. That adds up and it makes it look like, okay, this person really has something planned and not just somebody that is looking to just get away. Because you have to show that there's something that is worth your while. Because when you do go abroad and you spend all of that money, you're going to have opportunities abroad that you might be tempted to take. So you need to be able to prove that you have something better that will be waiting for you, or that is already waiting for you back home here in Nigeria, for you to be able to secure that visa. And it's not like you're dilly-dallying and you're saying, when I come back, maybe we'll see how it goes. Never ever say that. Never ever. That even on its own is like lack of confidence, like you don't even know what you're saying or what you're talking about. So never ever give that kind of response. And then I would say that when you are responding to this question, the key points to emphasize, and I will say the question again, the visa officer most likely always ask these questions. What do you intend to do after studying abroad? And I said the reason why they ask this question is they want to access your ties to your home countries, your intent to return back to your home country after studies, and your career goals. And then effective responses to give here, I said return back to work for a family business or maybe an existing employer, but of course with a higher position and of course better pay. And then maybe pursue a career in your home country. You're in this field, you just want to pursue a career in that field, or maybe you're even new to the industry. Yes. Because I for one, I remember when I went to film, I have indeed explored a lot. When I went to film school, and when I was asked, my response was I intend to return back after my studies to come and pursue a career in the movie industry. And at film school I did directing, I did production, and then I did script writing. So yes, but I guess I just wanted to add that feather to my cap. It's not like I particularly want to do it. I just like a challenge here and there. So yes, but of course that my response there, like the movie industry is really big in Nigeria, and it's like even the way we are now, a lot of people think it's big, but it's just like tip of the iceberg. We're just scraping. We have not even started, getting into it. So I just wanted to seek like a career in that industry, and I needed to study abroad so that I can show that I have a master's in this and I know what I'm saying. So that's what it means basically. And I said you can go on and say, oh, you want to start up your own business as an entrepreneur. And I said it depends on your age when you're giving responses to questions like this. Or you can say that you want to further your studies so that you can go back to your home country to become a researcher or research more about stuff like this. So the key point to emphasize when you get when you get asked these questions is the strong family ties. They need to know that you have something family that is here that is bringing you back to your own country. It might be that you have children, you have your significant other here, you have your aged parent, just show that you have strong family ties. You can show work ties too, and with work ties it might be job offer or prospects. If you can prove that or show that, it will help you. Like I said, you can say that you intend to start up your own business, and by proving this, you can say you have a watertight business plan that you have written out so that you can explore it while you're studying abroad and when you return to your home country. And I said you can also say that you're going and then you intend to return to your home country to contribute to the national development of your country, and it might be community involvement. The list is endless. It's not just this, but and then you can talk about long-term career goals as well. But all of these things are very important and they're essential. They need to understand the visa officer. Don't forget that every time you apply for a visa, it's at the discretion of the visa officer that you have in front of you. Not even the president of that country can help you at that time, unless maybe I don't know. It's always usually at the discretion of the person standing in front of you and asking this question. So that's why I say when you go for visa interviews, you make sure you prepare. You're never ready for anything. You prepare, you research, you know what to expect, you know what you're getting into. Be confident, speak out loud, and above all, I always say pray, because you need God for all of this. I'll open up the phone lines again. The numbers to call if you have any questions are 091-510-35555. The number again is 091-510-35555. You can also call 070-4800-1035. That's 070-4800-1035. So if you're calling in, it doesn't particularly or necessarily have to do with what I'm talking about today. It might be something I've talked about in the past. It might be something you want me to talk about in future, or it's something you just need clarification on. Whatever it is, you can call at any time. And of course, we are streaming live on the official Facebook and YouTube channel of the station, which is RHYNO103.5 FM as well, so you can watch from there. So yes, like I was saying, the key point to emphasize is strong family ties, the job offers and the prospect. Business plan, you must have a sound, watertight business plan, because you can't not just have a tight business plan and you think that you can just say you want to spend money. So for countries like the US, it's quite different. They are not so much after your money like the UK is. I'm sorry if it sounds funny, but for the UK, I think that right now they're just after the money. They just need to get your money. They're raking money into their country. So yes, that's how it works. For when you go for your physical interview, make sure you have all of this in mind so that you don't make any of these mistakes when you're answering those questions. Then I talked about how you can emphasize on your long-term career goals, your community involvement as well. So example answers that you can give when you're asked these questions. So the question again is, what do you intend to do after studying abroad? That's the visa officer that's asked you that question. If I were to answer that question, I would just say, after completing my studies, I plan to return to my family business. So I'm going for the number one here, which means I said I'm returning to work for a family business. So I'll say, after completing my studies abroad, I plan to return to my family's business and apply the skills I've gained to expand our operations here in Nigeria. It means that, I'm acknowledging that I'm going abroad to add value, to gain more knowledge and of course experience, and then to come and expand when I get here to my own country. I have a game plan. I'm looking beyond just my 9 months or 12 months or 15 months. I do have a game plan. So you can't just give responses like, oh, after completing my studies, I plan to return to my family business. Stopping there has said nothing. So what do you want to add to your family business? And don't forget, I said that these visa officers, they have a lot of people that they interview daily. So once they ask you a question, try to answer like 2 or 3, so they don't have to keep asking you questions. They are tired, they're parched, they're probably, I don't know, they're tired. So yeah, so you can respond saying, after completing my studies, I plan to return to my family's business and apply the skills I've gained to expand our operation. You can also say, maybe you are looking to come and further or build your career. You can say, oh, after my studies abroad, I intend, don't say I plan, you intend. I intend, your choice of words still matters. So I intend to work for a reputable company in my home country. If you have any country that maybe has made you an offer, you can mention that company. If not, you can go ahead and say, I intend to work for a reputable company in my home country, utilizing my newfound knowledge to contribute to the national development of my country. So that way, like I said again, you've agreed that you've learned knowledge, you acquired new knowledge from them. That's why you say your newfound knowledge, and to contribute to the national development. And then you can also go ahead and say, my goal is to establish a startup. Don't forget that when you're talking about this, your age matters. So yes, my goal is to establish a startup, creating jobs and driving innovation in my home country. You have spoken volumes with that. You've gathered a lot of experience here and there, and you want to come and dip this and impute it all in your home country, because you talked about, establishing a new business. That means creating job opportunities, because you would have employees. So yeah, you had in value. And then you said you're driving innovation. That means you've agreed that you got innovation from there and in my home country. So yes, you're adding value to your home country. You are creating job opportunities. That's also adding value. So responses like that makes the visa officer, gives you more attention, and you sound more serious and professional. Now, common mistakes I've noticed is unclear plans. Like I said, you just responding saying, oh, I intend to return home to run my family business. It's very unclear. We don't even know what your family do. We don't know the strength of that business. We don't know, okay, you want to come and run the business, and as what and do what. But remember I said you want to come and run it and apply the skills that you have gained, towards your operation so as to expand it. So unclear plans can get you a visa refusal. Then intend to stay abroad permanently, because some people just think you getting a visa to study is like passport to life. And when they get asked these questions, I've seen a couple of people that just went ahead to say, oh, I would look for multinational companies in the US to see if I can get an employment there. You're not going to get that visa if you come up with that kind of response. So yes, lack of ties to your home country. So you can't talk about ties. You don't have an parent, you don't have a significant other, you don't have a child, you don't have anything. It doesn't show any kind of ties to your home country, and that might lead to a refusal. Or overemphasizing on your personal benefits can also lead to a refusal. Now I'll show you, I'll talk about the additional tips or what you can say to make the visa officer believe you, for you to be more believable. You need to be able to show genuine interest in returning home. So when you're asked the question, what do you intend to do back, don't say, I'm not sure if I would come back, but then if I come back I will do this. No, that is a red flag right there, and you might not get that visa. But then when you show genuine interest, you ask that question and you say, oh yeah, I can't wait to come back to my home country and apply everything I've learned there, my newfound knowledge, to contribute to the national development, to help the Nigeria as a whole, driving innovation and creating more job opportunities in my home country. If you say something like that, you have shown genuine interest in returning home. You can highlight the skills you've gained abroad and mention saying, or like someone I just helped fill out a form and she just got a visa approved. She is actually going to study artificial intelligence in the health service. So somebody like that, when she gets asked that, what do you intend to do, she would obviously show the enthusiasm than saying that, there's nothing like AI in healthcare in Nigeria, and I cannot wait to come so that I can demonstrate what I've learned abroad, the skills, what you can do with AI in the health sector and all of that. It shows that you're looking forward to come home and you want to come and add value. So yes, that would definitely drive you to the way to getting your visa approved. Then you can demonstrate knowledge of home country's industry or the sector that you are studying at. You can emphasize the contributions to national national development, but above all, I would say, be confident, speak out loud, be sincere, be audible, so that you don't make any mistakes when you're talking. Now, I would now go further and just talk about like 2-3 countries and their specific specifications, or what they expect when you are applying for a study visa. For the US, for example, now, emphasize the intent to return home. This is one of the requirements for the F1M1 visa. So when you're talking about it, when I was saying it then, I said I would use the US as an example. So yes, if you are one that you're applying to go to the US, or you're aspiring to go there, make sure that's one of like the specific considerations. Make sure that you emphasize your intent to return to your home country. Don't just talk about, oh, it would be nice, to make sure you emphasize on it. For Canada, I would say highlight ties to your home country, including family, work, or studies. That works. They like to say that. For the United Kingdom, show plans for employment or entrepreneurship. And what did I say? How can you show plans for employment and entrepreneurship? For entrepreneurship, I said have a business plan in hand, watertight business plan, have it handy. And to show plans for employment, you can show maybe a offer that you had, or maybe from your present or existing place of work, maybe offer you had for promotion and all of that. Yes, make sure you show these considerations. For Australia, you need to demonstrate the intent to contribute to the Australian society. That's weird compared to other countries, because other countries want to see what you want to do for your own country, your ties, to show you're returning back. So yes, that's the way that works. Now, the documentations that you need to support when you are applying for these visas is: one, letter from your employer or family business. So I'm one now, I'm saying that I want to return home to take over my family business. I need a letter from that family business or from an existing employer saying that, okay, yeah, this person has a job and we have this position waiting for him or her when they return after their studies. Or I'm looking to take over my family business. My father can just write a letter saying, oh, there's an opening, or maybe there's a promotion coming on, or even if he's looking to retire and he needs someone to take over the strides and, you know, the reins of the family business. You can say that. You can be proof of property ownership to show that you have ties to your home country. If you have any landed property, make sure you have proof to show your ties, proof to that owner, and proof of the ownership of that property. So it might be a C of O that you have, it might be a governor's consent, whatever it is that is tying you to that. Make sure you have it handy for you in case you are asked to provide. Make sure, like I said, if you're going to become an entrepreneur or start up a business, make sure you have a business plan. And I'll take a short commercial break now. When we get back, we'll round up on this. Don't go anywhere, guys.
On the 103.5 FM.
gbogbo onínáwó pátá tó fi mọ́ gbogbo aláṣẹ chicken tẹ́ fẹ́ lò bó ti wù kó pọ̀ tó DMAGs ni a máa bọ̀ ẹ má wulẹ̀ làágùn jìnnà mọ́ DMAG frozen foods ni a máa bọ̀. Oh yes, whatever occasion it is, chieftaincy ceremony, housewarming, naming, birthday party, or whatever occasion it is, DMAG frozen foods has got your back for whatever number of chickens you may desire. All caterers, worry less, as DMAG is there for you to take care of your chicken supplies, be it whole chicken or in pieces. DMAGs will cut, will pack, and deliver to wherever you want it. Ajẹ́pẹ́ tẹ́ bá ti ń ronú náwó ẹ ṣá máa ronú DMAGs fún irúfẹ́ iye chicken tẹ́ bá ń fẹ́ bó ti wù kó pọ̀ tó kò sí wàhálà kankan. Ẹ kàn sí DMAG frozen foods lẹ́ni ní plot 2 block F number 6 Olúbàdàn avenue Olúyọ̀lé estate lẹ́bàá Fumac pharmacy Ìbàdàn tàbí lẹ́ka àwọn tó wà ní off new garage Akala expressway lẹ́bàá Anchor mall Katodere Akari junction Ìbàdàn. Fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ẹ pè 09062864238 tàbí 09062968870. Think party chickens, think JMG.
The essence of interior design will always be about people and how they live. It is about the realities of what makes for an attractive, civilized, and meaningful home environment. This is our foremost concern at Mr. Johnson Furniture and Interior Decoration, and this is why we stay faithful to your own taste, because nothing you really like is ever out of style. Mr. Johnson Furniture and Interior Decoration, we specialize in importing and delivering quality royal beds, sofas, lights, and doors to every home across Nigeria. We are located inside Dogafort Filling Station in Lewura Junction, Akala Express, Ibadan. Call us up on 080-913-35706 or send a WhatsApp message to 090-445-30230. We don't just sell quality products. Our maintenance team is on standby to give free routine maintenance for a whole year after purchase. Mr. Johnson Furniture, our passion is to bring affordable luxury to every home and offices.
On the 103.5 FM.
My blessing come now, favor fall down on me, goodness and mercy follow me every day, everything when I touch.
And we're back again. Thank you for staying there. This is still on 103.5 FM, and you're on to Travel Talk with Fumi. My name is Fumilayo Fatobero. Before the short commercial break, I was talking about how to respond to this question if you go for your study visa interview and you're asked, what do you intend to do after studying abroad, or what do you intend to do after studying in the particular country that you're applying at? And I said this question is asked because they want to access your ties to your home countries, your intent to return home, and of course your career goals. I talked about the effective responses, and I talked about, you know, you mentioning you returning to work for a family business or an existing employer of course, with a better position, higher position, and better pay. I talked about you can respond saying you want to pursue a career in your home country in your industry or sector. You can also say that you want to start your own business, is a startup, or you want to become an entrepreneur. The entrepreneurial spirit is in them, so they would believe you readily. You can also say that you're doing this to contribute to the national development of the country, or lastly, you can say to further your studies and research in your home country. The key points to emphasize when you're talking about this is your strong family ties. Make sure that when you talk, your family ties are really strong. Job offer or prospect, your business plan, your watertight business plan, community involvement, and long-term career goals. The numbers to call if you have any questions for me are 091-510-35555. That's 091-510-35555. You can also call 0704-800-1035. Bear in mind that if you call in when you call in, it doesn't have to do with what I'm talking about today. It might be something that's been bothering you, you need clarification on, something you want me to talk about and shed more light. I'm here, I'm looking to answer your questions as I call in today. We're streaming live on the station's official Facebook page and YouTube channel, which is Honor 103.5 FM. So yes, as I was saying earlier, you need to emphasize this key point, which is strong family ties, job offer or prospect, business plans, community involvement, and long-term career goals. And you know, when I said typically the way to answer such question, when asked what you intend to do after studying abroad, the best ways to answer these questions or examples are, you can just say, after completing my studies, you are someone that you're saying you're returning to work for your family business. You can say, after completing my studies, I plan to return to my home country to run my family's business and apply the skills I've gained to expand our operations. You can also say that I intend to work for a reputable company in my home country. This is someone that you already have an offer. To utilizing my newfound knowledge to contribute to the national development of my country. Or you can say my goal is to establish a startup, that's an entrepreneur, creating jobs and driving innovations in my home country. Now, the common mistakes I've seen people make that has led to visa refusals are unclear plans, number one, intent to stay abroad permanently after your studies, 3, the lack of home ties, and lastly, the overemphasis on personal benefits. I was talking about tips and how to help you maneuver this. I said show genuineness when talking about returning to your home country. I like the skills that you have gained abroad and how you want to come and utilize here in Nigeria. Demonstrate the knowledge of home country's industry or sector that you're traveling for. Emphasis should be laid on contributions to national development, and of course I said lastly, be confident, be sincere, be on top of your game. I also talked about the specific considerations or requirement for each country, and I said the US, it's their intent, they like you to emphasize on your intent to return back to your home country as per the requirement for your F1 visa. For Canada, they want to align your ties to your home country, including families, work, or studies. For the UK, they want you to show plans of employment or entrepreneurship. And lastly, for Australia, they want you to demonstrate the intent to contribute to Australia's society. Now, the document that you can use in support of this is letter from your employer, which should be on your employer's letter-headed paper. So if you're getting a letter from your employer, it's not from your employer as an individual, but as the company. So HR needs to write a letter for you saying that, okay, this person works here, they're taking a gap year to go on study leave, and maybe they have a position waiting for them once they return. you can use the proof of property ownership. So if you have any property, whatever title that you have, even if it's a deed of assignment, a deed of transfer, governor's consent, certificate of occupancy, make sure you show that. It goes a long way to helping you get your visa approval. Then if you have your business plan, this is for someone saying that I'm coming to start up something, I'm an entrepreneur. So yes, you have to be able to show your business plan and letter of acceptance from home country's university. So yeah, so I would say to anybody that is going to study abroad, that when you are asked what do you intend to do after studying abroad, just say I'll be returning back to Nigeria immediately. That might seem like a joke to you, but you know, it's okay. Saying that after graduation to take up a position as a senior officer or a senior position in my current place of work, we have an opening there that which I applied for or I wanted to apply for, or and I know that unless I have this qualification, I will not stand a chance, and you know, I want to give it a shot. That is why I'm going to study abroad. It won't look like you're just going to spend so much money, you're throwing it away and you don't know what you're doing. It shows that you have a game plan, you have focused, and it furthermore shows that you intend to return to your home country after studying. Anyway, I think I would wrap it up here today. From here, this will be all from me today. I'm back here every Tuesdays between the hours of 4 and 5, where I talk about everything that has to do with travel. This is still Travel Talk with Fumi, and you're on to Honor 103.5 FM. Thank you and have a good afternoon.